Why is being a pirate so addicting? Well, once you experience it firsthand, you're hooked. Welcome aboard, pirate fans. It's Captain Dan here, ready to walk the plank with a fresh costume evolution featuring everyone's favorite sassy captain, Mr. Hook himself. And before we set sail, let me first say thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and find us in other great places such as my Disney Dan Clips channel, new on YouTube, and of course our vlog, Please Stop Vlogging. And if you like this video, make sure you like this video. I love me some Captain Hook. Who doesn't love a pirate? Who doesn't love some pirate energy?
Timber me timber!
The original Captain Hook in 1904's play Peter and Wendy was a much more vicious character than the Disney version we are so familiar with today. It said in the text of the play that even Long John Silver is afraid of Captain Hook, which is pretty aggressive because I have eaten that man's fried shrimp. And it walked the plank right through me.
Blimey!
I am far too inland to be eating this much fish from this cheap of a place. What I love about Disney animators is that they modeled Captain Hook off of Spanish royalty, which is so great. Long flowing black hair, the big mustache, bright bold red colors. And apparently, one of my favorite Captain Hook facts is that Walt refused to have him eaten by the crocodile at the end of the movie because, quote, the audience will get to liking Hook and they don't want to see him killed. And he's not wrong. We all love Captain Hook. He's such a great villain to hate. He's so much fun to watch. He's just got a pestering kid on his front lawn that won't leave him alone. It's something that we can all identify with. You know how annoying kids are running around your neighborhood, trampling over your lawns now. Imagine if they could fly. Captain Hook has had a lot of live face actors associated with him, all the way back to the original animation reference for the Peter Pan movie. Hans Conried, the voice behind Disney's Hook, provided early reference for the animators working on the film, and I truly adore seeing all this great reference and how it translates so perfectly into the final product. Hans also voiced Mr. Darling in the movie, which of course is a genius double casting that the original play used to give the adversarial nature of Pan versus Hook that extra oomph of, fight the patriarchy. So let's talk about Disneyland's opening, all the way back in 1955, just a few years after the smash hit Peter Pan hit the silver screen. Captain Hook was, of course, in attendance for the opening day of Disneyland in his big feather-adorned hat, his red jacket with those white frillies, high socks, but there's not really anything particularly fancy about this costume. This just looks like they got it from, Colonial Williamsburg. And of course, I would be remiss if I weren't to talk about the sweet, sultry ice. Captain Hook had some great moments out there on the ice that I will get to much later in this video, do not worry. But his first ice debut was back in the 50s, 1956, with Donna Atwood as Peter Pan, which does not mean much to anybody now, but did back then. The costume for this Hook is beautiful. It's very, very elegant with the embroidered golden details and the accented bright red ruffles on his sleeve and chest. I love it. The jacket is a much lighter color than the animated movie, and it is of course covered in jewels. Because what is an ice performance if it is not sequined? We, of course, are all familiar with a Captain Hook that's a mascot character. It's a fur character, right? Well, it wasn't until 1961 that he got his first big old mascot head. I love the Summer of Fun in 1961. All those big-headed costumes all over the place. And of course, Captain Hook didn't need to be scaled correctly to kids. He was this gigantic, tall, menacing character, so he didn't get his proportions played with. Instead, he got a giant rubber face. It had a really nicely fined-haired wig, this really, really large hat. The rubber mask face stuff gives me the wigglies. I'm not comfortable with it, but ultimately it looked good. He looks menacing. The character design of Hook himself, his long, angular, overly proportioned face just works beautifully when you blow it up as a mascot head. And so this just works. It works so well. He looks so scary. Noticeably, His costume, much like his opening day 1955 costume, is missing all of the accents, like the gold trim, all of the nice things that gave Captain Hook a little bit of his design oomph over the other piratey scum in the movie. When Disney World opened, man, it opened the doors to so many fresh costume looks, including Captain Hook. Now a hard sculpted face, it kept in with slimmer designs in the cheeks and chins, but upgraded the hair into a rolling velvety material that is just amazing. So essentially, Captain Hook got a facelift and hair implants. And it worked, honey. Work it, girl. Work it, Hook. The art department, as they finished this Hook mascot head from year to year, really changed how it looked. In the 80s, his stubble got dark, man. He developed a 5 o'clock shadow. And you know what? Captain Hook does not like any kind of time joke. All right, he's got a lot of time anxiety. There's a crocodile literally chasing him that ticks. So you need to keep your Hook clean shaven. What I love, though, about this new upgrade is that we get all those trimmings. Now he is lined head to tail in gold trimmings. His sleeves, his coat, his jacket pockets, he's all beautiful and trimmed out now. And this Captain Hook mascot was everywhere. In specials, in sing-alongs, they just used this thing to beat the band. Which is such a choice for the most magical place on Earth, or is it where wishes come true? No, not either one, Kenny. There are distinct methods of thought from one coast to the other. Dreams come true. I'm not finding any. Oh, yeah. Where dreams come true. Oh, they got rid of it. What do you mean we got rid of where dreams come true? All right, we got to get back on topic. 1990s, I don't know what was going on. Like, I looked into it, Peter Pan was hot, you know? He was back on the scene. They just released it on DVD, which is like, you know, think about that for a second. And there was a hit Broadway musical at the time. So, for whatever reason, Captain Hook got a fresh look in the parks with this brand new head sculpt that is still with us today. This is a beautiful, beautiful design. I love everything about this face sculpt, specifically in the way that we treat the hair. Now the hair doubles as part of the sculpt. It is this big, beautiful, curling, rolling hair that I'm obsessed with. The fabric on the jacket has now been upgraded and has this really great texture that adds to the overall depth of the look. And now he's got purple and pink pants to go with that beautiful new pink hat. Captain Hook, he's just so stylish, man. He's just so stylish. The detail around like the eyes and like the cheek and like his big grin just, really captures that menacing look from the movie. And this is our modern Hook. This is the mascot face that's now everywhere. It's perfect. It's perfection. Mwah, mwah. What could you possibly need? What could you possibly do to such a work of art? This mascot head was then used over and over again everywhere. It's the perfect head for all of the other outfits that Hook has to wear when he's out in his mascot form. Most notably, Main Street Light Parade, the Spectral Magic when that happened. Those kinds of nighttime parades are a great example of throwing him into other outfits but keeping that iconic mascot head. Now, the best thing quite possibly to ever happen to Captain Hook, in terms of him being a costume character, happened in 2013. Do you guys remember the Garden Hook? There is this topiary hook that is beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. Well, they had like an actual topiary hook meet and greet, and for the sole purpose of just traumatizing children. The only intention that this topiary meet and greet has is to lead unsuspecting children up to it, let them get their picture taken, and then let Hook move and scare the pants off of them. But the way they brought him out, do you see this, Kenny? They brought him out like a bush. It's incredible what they did. It is manipulative. Like, people are like, Disney World should do like Halloween Horror Nights kind of stuff. They have. You are sleeping on it, because here it is. Look, the people. It's like those bushmen in like San Francisco that sit on the streets covered in like bushes and scare tourists for like dollars, but Disney World's version of it. Outside of all of his mascot appearances, there have been many live-faced hooks in modern Disney parks. So let's just run through them, starting from least horrifying to most. Let's look at Villains Tonight. I love Villains Tonight. This costume is so extra, the wig is stupendous, the hat is gigantic and pink, it's incredible. Give me this magic hook insanity any day of the week. This person is far too young to be in this costume, is far too like, he doesn't look battle worn at all, he just looks very prim and proper, but you know what? This is giving me all of that Spanish royalty that the original character was based on. I love it. Then we get to Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. I love it. He comes out with the clock, he's owning his trauma, he throws it in the cauldron. I'm here for it, Hook. But the extraness of this costume continues here. The jacket just gets, boy, just really gets pumped up, and now it's like shiny velvet, and it's got even bigger accents. And look, he's got this like hot Pepto pink sash. Like that thing is like giving me Miss America vibes. I'm living for it. He looks so fancy. I'm starting to ease you into the prosthetics, do you understand? I'm not trying to give them to you all too fast, too furious, but yes, this Captain Hook has a big prosthetic nose, as well as the Disneyland Paris Follow the Leader Captain Hook, which was this really fun interactive show, kind of like the Johnny Depp Captain Sparrow thing we did in Adventureland at Magic Kingdom for a while, but this was Peter Pan Pirates, which is awesome. The contouring budget on this show is out of control. My gosh. And they really outdid themselves. I mean, that's spooky. And he's got that 5 o'clock shadow that, you know, as previously mentioned. The costume is really cool. I mean, the texture of the fabric is great. I love the giant pink feather, giant pink hat thing. But, you know, the fake nose. We love a fake nose around here. The original Fantasmic is where things start to get shooken up a little bit. All right, here's where things get a little weird. I'm totally here for the fake nose. It gives you that ideal silhouette. But, dang bro, did we need a chin piece? Like, did we need a chin strap? It's just so weird. And is the mustache and nose built into the chin strap? Hilarious, hilarious, I love it. So it works from a distance, I'm not really complaining about it. I just think it's hilarious that modern photography has allowed us to see the true horrors of the chin strap. This is where things get off the rails. Disney Junior's live Pirate and Princess Adventure honestly gives us one of the best Hook looks in terms of like its wig and costume, but one of truly the most horrifying faces. Like it's just all wrapped in there. It's like there's a forehead and eyes and a nose and like and a chin and cheeks. It's too aggressive. It's too much. But man, look at those beautiful billowy hairy locks. I mean, gosh, they look like little candles that you could like light. No, it doesn't look like the scene from Silence of the Lambs. It looks like the scene from The Cable Guy, where the Cable Guy is reenacting a scene from Silence of the Lambs in which he has a piece of medieval times chicken skin on his face. That's what this is, bro. Don't even give it the dignity of Silence of the Lambs. Give it the chicken skin. Oof, Disney loves doing this look. They love it. They have such face-hugging, skin strap mask ambitions. It is like, oh, it just pops up everywhere. One Man's Dream in Tokyo Disneyland. The Jubilation Parade from Tokyo was pretty rough. Even Dream Along with Mickey, that daytime show, like where children are allowed to like hug the rope and like be mere feet away from this. What are we doing? It's insane. It's terrifying. It's exactly what I want. It's so unsettling, and let's keep leaning in, guys. Because you know what? Ultimately, it does work, and the only reason why we're making fun of it is we're zoomed in so close. But man, I love some good theatrical makeup, and this is it. Like, this theatrical prosthetics that could be reused over and over again, like, you know, with the right face, with the right, you know, bit of a fit, it can look really great. And just like I promised, let's take a brief moment to visit Captain Hook on Ice. In the 80s, in 1989, we had Peter Pan on Ice, Worlds of Disney. And this is an extra Captain Hook. My God, you guys are not ready. You ready? I didn't turn it to the right page. Well, we'll cut to B-roll of me opening it. This Captain Hook, look at his hat. Look at the flamboyance. of the underside of this captain's hat. And it's not just gold trimmings on his jacket, it is glittery gold trimmings. We got rid of like the high white socks that we normally see Captain Hook wear, and now he's just wearing pink leggings, baby. And I love it. Even his like frilly white frills have little pink flowers embroidered on them. And then if you thought that that wasn't bad enough, this one's got a chin strap. Even in the 80s, they were working hard with chin straps, but there's even a bedazzled TikTok croc. This TikTok croc is covered with gems. He is a glittery finale crocodile. Oh, I love it. Where is this magic sequence, like ice magic? Now it's just mascot characters and hazer fluid. Ugh, the glory days. And this is what Captain Hook looks like now. Still all the face stuff. You know Disney on Ice loves the face mask thing. Yikes. This is just what makes him scary now. It's just having weird things hanging off his face. Because, like, we don't fear pirates. Pirates aren't a real threat to us anymore. How many of you even regularly go to sea? None. So, like, pirates aren't scary. So you gotta make them scary by giving them grotesque face attachments. To Captain Hook's credit, Peter Pan cut his hand off. And then fed it to a crocodile that is now possessed with the taste of his flesh. So, like Captain Hook, he really wasn't, what did he do that was wrong? He was just living his life, plundering and pillaging, and then a young boy cut his hand off and fed it to a possessed crocodile. What lessons have we learned here? I'm not exactly sure. Let me know in the comments. I love a villain evolution. They're always the best, aren't they? And Captain Hook is just one of the best. I was just on the Disney Wish and he was there. He took over Pirate Night with Smee. It was so much fun. It's so cool to see this character up close. It's such a beautiful sculpt. So there you go. Thanks for watching. As always, you can find me across all of the things, such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, our vlog, our clips channel, all those great stuffs. As always, thanks so much for walking. Oh, thanks so much for walking, Christopher Walken. You guys remember Peter Pan 2014? Kenny, let's just end the video with just a highlight reel of your favorite Walken moments from 2014's Peter Pan Live. Good night, folks, and be well. You rock.